Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Alfred from Practical Code Academy. In today's video, I want to try something new. So I'm going to create a playlist called Challenges. And this challenges, technically, we're going to look at different UI designs and we're going to try to create the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for them. For that, I want to introduce you to this great website, which is called UI Design Daily, where people share their UI design. So what I'm going to be doing is selecting one of these designs, and then I'm going to start do the programming for the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For example, I'm going to pick one easy one for today video. I'm going to select this share model. So we're going to work on this share model. And as you can see, they're going to give you all the color values that you're going to need. We're going to create the share model together. I'm going to add some JavaScript functionality to make it close when I click on this X here. Also, what I want to do at the end of each video, I'm going to pick one design for the next video. And the reason for that to be a challenge for you. So I'm telling you that this is the project that we're going to be working on in the next video. And it's your job to be working on it and see if you can get it right or not. And if not, it's fine that you're going to see it in the next video. And also, if you get it right, you can see how I'm going to be approaching that. Because as you know, with CSS, you can do the same thing with multiple ways. Well, I'm so excited about this videos because, as a matter of fact, this is what's happening in real life. If you work in a company or a freelancer, somebody give you the design and you have to develop the design as a front-end developer, take this design and program it with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, let's get started. Okay, guys, I'm going to start by creating a folder for this project. I'm going to call it Popup Model. I'm going to open this folder using Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open it side by side like this, so I can see what I'm going to be doing here. Inside this folder, I'm going to create my HTML file. I'm going to call it index.html. I'm also going to create the CSS file. I'm going to call it style.css. Also, probably going to need the JavaScript file. So I'm going to call it main.js. I will start by the markup. So I'm going to go to my index.html, generate a boilerplate for my HTML file. I'm going to call it Modal Popup. Inside the body, as you can see, I'm going to do a div for the card to have all this card. So I'm going to do div.card as the wrapper for the card. And inside this div, I'm going to need this X here. I'm going to do probably paragraph or span. I'm going to do times. I'm going to use HTML entities. Next, I'm going to have this title here. I'm going to give it H2. I'm going to call it share this article. Next, I'm going to have a paragraph. If you liked this article, share it with your friends. I'm going to do another paragraph here. I'm going to do they will thank you later. And I'm going to wrap both of them, the H1 and the paragraphs, as you can see here, they are like one block. So I'm going to wrap them with div here. I'm going to call it card header. And also for my closing button here, actually I can give it a button tag or link. So it's a link that's not going to go anywhere. So href with a hashtag. And also here it's a link. I'm going to give it a ID, close btn. So we're done from the X, we're done from the markup of the card header. Now let's do the markup for this icons here. So I'm gonna give it a wrapper. I'm gonna do div.social icons. I'm gonna do a button or a link, a tag. Inside this a tag, I'm gonna look for this icons. So for the icons, I'm gonna need font awesome. So I'm gonna look for the font awesome CDN, font awesome CDN. I'm gonna get it from the W3 school. I'm gonna get the link. I'm gonna put it on top in my header. And now, by the way, notice that this is Font Awesome version 4. So I'm gonna be looking for the icons in Font Awesome, not version 5. Icons, Font Awesome 4, icons. It's gonna take me to this page. Now I'm gonna start looking for this icons. Search over here, Facebook. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the Facebook alias. So I'm gonna open it, take the icon here. And after the I, I'm gonna add a span where it's saying the word Facebook. I'm gonna copy this link 2 more times. The next one is gonna be Twitter. And the last one will be Reddit. Save that. Let's get the icons. I gotta place the Facebook icon here. For Reddit, this is the one that we're looking for, the Reddit alien. So I'm gonna get the icon. I'm gonna replace the Facebook. Okay, that's it for the section of the social icons. Now we're gonna work on this, which is also, I'm gonna give it a paragraph. It's gonna be after my social icons div. Probably gonna give it a paragraph with a span. I'm gonna do here 4-5K. And after the spans, I'm gonna do shares. I'm gonna give this paragraph a class of shares. And finally, I'm gonna have this link here, which says close the window. So it's gonna be a tag. Class close link. So I'm gonna have a close link and a close button. The close link is gonna be the link, and the close button is gonna be the button over here. And I'm gonna say close the window. Let's save that and see how it's gonna look like using the live server. And as you can see right now, it's look really ugly. For that, first I'm gonna link my styling sheet. So I'm gonna link my style.css. Right now it's an empty file. So I'm gonna do the styling for this application. I'm gonna close Font Awesome, I don't need it anymore. So first I need to center this card in the center of the screen. To do so, I'm gonna use Flexbox. But however, in the beginning, I'm gonna select all the elements in my document, and I'm gonna do margin 0, padding 0 to reset any browser default. I'm also gonna do box sizing, border box. Now for the body, I'm gonna need a font here. I'm gonna select different font. Probably I'm gonna get the Roboto font. So I'm gonna go for Google fonts. I'm gonna select the Roboto. Yeah, this is the fonts that I want to use in my web page. So I'm gonna select the font, and I'm gonna select all of them, the thin, the large. You can select whatever you want here. I'm gonna select all of them. And once you select them, now you can embed them in your web page. Using embed, you have two different methods, either using the link element here and you import it in your header, or you can use the import and import it in your CSS. So I'm gonna use the link here, I'm gonna copy it and paste it on top of my head section here. I'm also gonna copy the font family name. I'm gonna copy that. In that case, the font family in my body is gonna be the Roboto. Notice what, once I save this, the whole fonts here are gonna change. If I save this, as you can see, now this font is changed. Actually, I have a mistake here. Forget the A. Okay. Now I'm gonna select the background color. I'm gonna copy this. It's copied already. Once you click on it, it's gonna be copied to your clipboard. So you can do background color, and you paste the color. And here we go. I can close the fonts now. Now we need to work on the card. For that, before I work on the card, actually I want to center it. So I need to set my body as a flex box. So I'm going to do display flex. Justify content center and align items center. This means I want to center my card. However, if you look at it here, it's not actually vertically aligned. And the reason for that, because you never set the height of the body. You have to give the body height so it can center whatever you have here in the middle of that height. So I'm going to give it a height of 100 view height. And now, as you can see, it's centered in the middle. Now for the card itself, I'm going to give it a width 100 pixels. Let's see how that looks like. Background color. Let's get the background color for the card, copy it. Okay. What else I need to do? I think 400 pixels is pretty small. So I'm going to increase it by 600 pixel. And also I'm going to give it a height. Okay, 400 pixels. Yep, that looks nice. Also going to give it a border radius of 10 pixels. I'm going to do padding 2 rem. I need more than 2 rem. Let's see how they did the padding here. Okay, let's do 3 rem. For top and bottom, I'm going to do 2 rem. Left or right, I'm going to do 3 rem. For all my links for the A tag, I want to eliminate or remove this underline. So I'm going to do text decoration, none. And that's going to take out all the underlines. Also, I want to select the color by default to be 333 if I didn't change it. Okay, now how are we going to align this items here? As you can see, everything here is centered. So I'm going to do text align center. And that's going to center everything. Now we have to do the spacing between each element. First, I'm going to target my closing button here, which we give a class of close button, btn. This one I'm going to do font size. I'm going to give it 4 rem. It's not changing the font size. And the reason for that, because it's an ID, it's not a class. My bad. Okay, that's too big. That's way big. So I'm going to give it 2 rem, 2.5. Does look nice. However, the color was a little bit lighter. So I'm going to do color. Do CCC. It's really light. Okay, that looked better. Let's do the font weight lighter. Yeah, that looked perfect. Almost identical to the X here. However, this one is darker, so we can actually change the color here. Let's give it 888. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, next I want to add this button here to the right, so I can do text align right and save. However, you're going to see that it's not going to change anything. It's still in the middle. And the reason for that, you can only use text align with a block level element, since the link is not a block level element because the close bind is a link. So I need to change it to a block level element. So I can do display block. Once I save that, as you can see, it's going to now be on the aligned to the right. Now I'm going to work on the shared this title. So I'm going to have my card header. I have an H2. So I'm going to target the card header. And then target the H2. I'm going to give it a little bit margin bottom. Or probably 0.75 rem. Yep. I'm probably going to give it, yeah, 1 rem is fine. Yep, they look similar. Now this font here is light, so I'm going to select the paragraph, the card header, paragraph. I'm going to give it font weight light or lighter. This is very lighter. I'm going to give it 300. Yeah, 300s look perfect. And now also I want to give it a margin bottom. Margin bottom. Let's see, 30 pixels. No, I'm not going to use pixels. I'm going to do 10 rem. That's way too much. 3 rems should be to the trick. Oh, the problem here. Yeah, I need to give it to the card header because I don't need to add it to the paragraph. So I'm going to style the paragraph by itself. And then for the card header itself, I need to do the margin bottom 30. Okay, that looks nice. Now for the icons here, I'm going to use flex. So I'm going to give the display flex to the social icons. Display flex. And also I want to do justify content. So now we have all the content here is separate from the closing bind. So let's change that on the markup here. I'm going to wrap everything here. Card body. I'm going to change card header to just header. I'm going to copy everything here to the card body. And since we changed card header to just header, I'm just going to change here, here, here. Gonna look the same. However, now I'm gonna, since I copied everything on the card body, which is having card body, the division by itself next to the closing bind, now we can style the card body by itself. I'm gonna select the card body. I'm gonna give it padding, probably top and bottom 0. However, left and right, I'm gonna give it 2 more rems. Let's do 3 rems. Okay, perfect. That's look perfect right now. Okay, now I need to, I'm just gonna copy this and put it in order. Card bind, and it should be here. Now I'm gonna start the binds here. So for the binds, we have social icons as the class. And inside each of the social icons, I'm gonna have a link, and each link have a background color. I'm gonna target first the Facebook. So with a class of FA-Facebook, where the class of the Facebook here, FA-FA Facebook. And we have this color here. Actually gonna use the color picker to get the color. Copy it. Gonna save it. Also, I'm gonna do one general one for the social icons. Any link that must have a color of white. Also have a width of 150 pixels. Okay. And the problem here, it's just give the color to the icon. So to fix that, I need to give the A class here, give it a class of Facebook, and I can target that directly. Also here, I'm gonna give it a class of Twitter. And here, I'm gonna give it a class of Reddit. So, and instead of all of this, I can do class of Facebook. That's gonna give the Facebook. Also the class of Twitter. Also the class of Reddit. For the Reddit, it's just black. And for the Twitter, we can also get the color. This on color pickle. Take this copy. Color. Copy it. This is just can make it black. Let's see how it's gonna look like. Save. Twitter. Oh, I put color. This should be background color. Background color, or just background. Okay. For the A tags here, let's put some padding to the left and right. Actually, margin. We need to do margin left and right. So we do margin, top and bottom. Let's do top and bottom to 1 rem. Left and right, I'm gonna give it 1 rem also. So we can do margin 1 rem. Okay, that looked better. For the icons also, I need to give it a padding. I'm gonna give it a padding of top and bottom, I would say 0.5 rem. Left and right, 1 rem. Yep, That will work. So top and bottom 0.5 and right and left 0.5. So I can put it as padding 0.5 like this. And I'm also going to give it border radius of 5 pixels. And that's going to give me the 5 pixels here. Okay, somehow it looks like this. Okay. What I need to work right now is the share, where I give it shares class. And I give it a margin, top and bottom of 1 rem, left and right 0. Let's do 2 rems. Yep. Also, there is no space here between the shares. So I need to add that here. Save that. Yes. Now I need to make this bold. So I'm going to select shares, span, font weight. I'm going to give it 800. Yep. That will work. And in our design, I don't like that this X is a little bit down. We need to pull it up a little bit. To do so, for the card itself, we give it a padding of top and bottom 2 rem. We can change that to 1 rem. Left and right 3 rems. We can do it 2 rems. And now it will align perfectly. Okay, now I lift up with this link here that close the window. And I call it close link. For the close link, I'm going to give it a color of orange. Okay. It looks similar a little bit. However, we're missing the shadow on the bottom for the card. So I'm going to add this shadow here. So for the card, I'm going to use box shadow. I'm going to do 0 pixels, and that's probably 4 pixels, 10 pixels, RGPA of 0, 0, 0, 0.4. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, let's increase the blur. Okay, we have the shadow here. Now what I need to do is make this opacity 0, so it's not going to appear when the users come to the page, and it will appear after 5 seconds or 2 seconds or whatever you want to do. So for that, I'm going to use keyframes. I'm going to call it animation or anim. I'm going to find as 0% opacity to be 0. However, when it's 100%, I want the opacity to be 1. And for this card here, I'm going to add this animation. So I'm going to do animation, anim, and I'm going to want to wait the delay of this, or the animation should take 2 seconds. 2 seconds, yeah. That's the animation. This is not the delay. This is how long the animation should take. The delay will be here, which is in that case 5 seconds backwards. So now it's not appearing after 5 seconds, or that case. As you can see, it's going to appear now to the user. Let's try again. After 5 seconds, it will appear. Great. Well, this has been done. Now I need to work on the closing part. So you can approach that with multiple ways. The easy way, you can add a closed class, and we're gonna do opacity 0. And then here also, we need to do the transition for this opacity in the card. So that the transition for the opacity will take 2 seconds. Okay. Now, whenever we assign this class to the card, it will disappear. To do so, I need first to listen when the user clicks this button, and then assign this class that will make the opacity 0 to the card. To do that, I'm going to use the JavaScript. So for the JavaScript, first I need to get a hold for my button here, and also for the card itself. So I'm going to do the variables for the items that I'm going to grab from the DOM. So I'm going to do let close btn equal document dot. Going to use query selector. And what did I call it here? Close btn, and it's an ID. Since I'm using query selector, I'm going to use the hashtag of close -btn. Also, I'm going to do let card equal document dot query selector. I believe I give it a class of card. Okay, now for my close button, when I want to add the event listener, add event listener, and the event that I'm interested in is the click event. So when the user clicks this, I want to run the following function. So the function will get the card, and it will access the class list, and it will add a class name close. So when the user clicks on it, this function will run, and this function will access the card class list, and it will add the class of close. And if you remember, the close class that we added, it will make the opacity to be 0. So let's give it a try. Actually, it's not going to work. The reason for that, I didn't add my JavaScript file here. So I'm going to do script source main.js. Okay, now it's going to appear after 5 seconds to the user. Now we're going to close it, and it's not working. Let's see why. We don't have any errors. Let's inspect it. This is my card, and it's already have the class. It did work. Oh, I see what is the problem, because I added the dot here. So I shouldn't add the dot here. I'm just adding the add the class without the dot. Now after, okay, close it, and now it disappear. Nice. Now I also need to add this functionality of this button here. To do that, it's very simple. I'm going to do let close link equal document dot query selector dot close link. I'm going to use the same event listener, however, it will be to the link, not to the button. So we'll save this. And now when I close in this link here, the card will disappear. Perfect. Okay, that's it, guys. For your challenge, for the next video, we're going to be working on, let's see, let's get something like a little bit harder. What about this pricing table? Yeah, we're going to work in this pricing table in the next video. And dynamically, when we build annually or build monthly, we're going to change these numbers. For example, this is the price that annually. If build monthly, the price per month is going to be increased. So use this toggle here, toggle button. When you toggle on it, this price number will change. But you don't have to do that. That's going to be what I'm going to be doing in the next project or the next challenge that we're going to be doing together. Okay, guys, I hope you liked this video. And if you do like it, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Have a good day.